Turn around.
No.
Don't resist.
No.
Resist, man.
No.
Hey, knock it off. Knock it.
So it sounds like you tried to pull over 3 people.
No.
That's not what I'm hearing.
So I get it. Everybody makes mistakes, but
Cops are often seen as the pillars of law and order, upholding justice and ensuring the safety of the community. They are trained to handle various situations, from routine traffic stops to high-stakes emergencies. But what happens when someone decides to take the law into their own hands and impersonates a police officer? Starting with a case of SERGEY K, who was arrested for pulling over the real cop. On June 21st, 2021, an off-duty police officer driving home in Kenosha, Wisconsin, encountered an unusual and alarming situation. He noticed a Jeep flashing amber and white lights, speeding through traffic, and pulling over multiple cars using these lights and a siren. Intrigued and suspicious, the officer followed the Jeep, intending to get its license plate number and see the driver.
I was just driving home. I just got this thing off of Amazon,
what thing?
a siren.
And you try and pull people over?
No,
Well, you followed him a pretty good distance.
I followed him.
Yeah, I heard him all the way from 52.
And you try to curb 2 cars on 52nd Street and use lights and a siren so they pull over and stop. You pull up next to them and then you blow past them.
Got your ID on you?
His efforts led to a startling revelation. The Jeep's driver tried to pull him over with the siren. The off-duty officer, still in uniform, followed the Jeep and managed to get the driver, later identified as 19-year-old SERGEY K, to pull over. A sheriff's deputy soon arrived, finding the officer with the young suspect.
Turn around.
Did you run him?
He should be the RO. You had a siren on?
Yeah, so we were going down 52nd and I'm on my way home.
Right.
So we're going down 52 and then all of a sudden I see this white and yellow flashing light on top of the car and I'm going along and all of a sudden I notice this guy's like flying and he's coming up behind cars and making a move over to the shoulder with the siren and then they pull over and stop and then
Does he stop behind him?
Yeah, he would pause and stop and then accelerate around him and take off with the siren on. And then he would race up behind the next car and make that one pull over on the curb. And then same thing, he'd race around it.
Okay.
So then I'm trying to get up on the side of him to see if I could get a look at him. I wrote down his license plate, I turned my radio on, and as I get up next to him, he slows down, pulls behind me, turns the siren on, and I move into the lane next to him, and then he blows past me.
Okay.
So when he came up to a red light, I looked at him and I'm like, pull over and stop, and then he takes off, and he ran 2 red lights.
Okay. What red lights are you on? This one?
So this one here for sure. And
Coming northbound or?
So eastbound.
And then into the
he
northbound?
turned red and then he made the left. And then the other one that he ran was 104th and 52nd.
Okay.
The off-duty officer explained that Sam had been using his siren and lights to make cars pull over, only to speed past them after they complied. Sam initially denied pulling anyone over, claiming he had just purchased the siren from Amazon and was merely testing it.
Shitty brakes, but you got the time and money to put light bars and whatever on it, then you should put the money into the brakes. I mean, unfortunately for you, you just happen to be, this guy happened to be right there going home from work. So
I'm concerned too because there's, if you look in his back seat, he's got more LEDs that aren't installed yet. He's got like a full package back there.
Does it look like it's red and blue or just?
I can't tell because with our LEDs now, I mean, they could be any color.
That's true.
I can't tell what color they are on there. It might say on them, but yeah, he's got a full siren and air horn rigged up on this thing.
Okay. Impersonating a police officer, at least, because he said he stopped behind them for several seconds and then sped off.
Yeah, he would curb them, and then he didn't get out and make contact with them, but he would curb them and then speed around them.
Okay. 2 people and then he tried to do it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
why would you do that though? It's way quicker to go on the interstate 142. I was gonna hit the interstate. I don't know why it took me.
What's with the red lights? One of the red lights.
What red lights?
This one, and then the one on 104th and 52nd Street.
I was like 200, 100 feet maybe before the red light, and
Did you have your siren on when you were going through the red light?
I don't know. I had my horn on, I think.
What horn?
The little like,
The air horn?
Yeah. Because, like, my brakes are shit on this thing. And, like, I can't really stop very good on it. So, it hit yellow before I was, like, able to, like, stop real quick. So...
He insisted that he was not trying to impersonate a police officer, despite the fact that he had been making cars pull over using the lights and siren. Sam claimed that he used the siren because he saw the officer following him with hazards on, which he took as a signal to activate his lights and siren. He also mentioned that his brakes were faulty, leading him to use the air horn and run red lights, which was a particularly dubious claim given the circumstances.
So what are you doing?
I just got the siren today. It
For what
literally
purpose?
came from Amazon today.
You set a whole light bar that's not rigged up.
I'm literally not trying to impersonate no one.
You know when you're pulling people over with the light flashing, it is impersonating, right?
I wasn't trying to impersonate no one, though. Like, I'm not in I don't have a uniform. I don't have any firearms. I really love you guys. I really honestly do. I'm not trying to impersonate no one.
So what were you going to do with this other light bar that's in here?
That's the other thing. I was going to mount it. I just picked that up from my dad's house. It's from a racing lawnmower that I built for the high school. It used to go on the Clover. It's orange.
What about these lights up here? They could be construed as, they look like they could strobe, and they're white.
Those are white strobe lights.
You understand where we're going with this, right?
Right, I understand. I really fucked up. I totally get it.
What were you going to pull them over for? Just out of curiosity.
I wasn't trying to pull anybody over. I got it today.
Sam's story became more convoluted when he confessed that he was fascinated by the siren and was just messing with it. The officers on the scene grew increasingly suspicious, especially when they learned about Sam's criminal background.
Every single day. If you're on probation for whatever the case is,
And I'm sitting here drawing attention.
you should literally be going to work, going home, and that's it. You shouldn't be going to any bars. You shouldn't be going anywhere after whatever. Guys do stupid stuff all the time. We just had a guy yesterday. He was out on probation and whatever else, and the guy decides to go to the bar with his old lady, and guess what? Now he's going to go to prison for 3-4 years because, you know, it's like, just stay at home.
I get it. I mean,
I get you have a life, and I get you're 19, but, you know.
I work 3 jobs.
Right, I get it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, your decisions in the past, you know, brought you to here, so it's like, you just need to stay home, stay out of trouble, not go anywhere, not do anything.
Reputation.
A background check revealed that Sam was on probation for a 2020 conviction of intimidating a victim in disorderly conduct. He also faced 4 counts of 4th-degree sexual assault, which were dismissed as part of a plea agreement. The conversation between the officers and Sam highlighted the potential dangers of his actions. They explained that by pretending to be a cop, Sam was putting himself at risk of encountering someone who might react violently, thinking he was a legitimate officer.
As a cop, but you're not a cop. Does that sound right?
I mean, we understand what you're saying, that you're not getting out, you're not IDing people, you're not doing all that, but you can't stop cars out here, man.
I understand.
Especially, you pull somebody over and they think you are a cop. You're not ready for that, are you? Somebody gets out of the car and comes after you, you're not trained for that, right? You're not ready for that, right? And then what happens? And then somebody that doesn't like the cops and they think you are a cop and they get out and they come back after you, what do you think happens?
Gonna get killed?
Maybe.
Hurt?
You never know. And that's the problem with people that are not cops acting like they are. You're not trained or prepared for it. See how that's a problem? Not to mention, in the past, there have been people who are trying to pretend they're cops for bad reasons.
Right.
You obviously tonight didn't do anything further than pull behind them like you're doing a traffic stop.
Try to work with you.
Yep. So let's just have a seat back on the bumper. Once we hear back, we'll let you know, okay? 10-4. So they decided they're going to hold you. So.
Pavement racing is not a weekend, so you don't have to sit there for 3 days before you get.
Sam eventually conceded that he understood the gravity of his actions and admitted to having a fascination with law enforcement, which likely fueled his behavior. Despite his claims of not trying to impersonate an officer, Sam's actions and the setup of his vehicle indicated otherwise. He had installed a light bar and siren and used them to make cars pull over, actions that are unmistakably those of someone pretending to be law enforcement. Eventually, the officers decided to arrest Sam for impersonating a police officer, a misdemeanor. Additionally, he was cited for violating a red traffic light and using an unlawful siren or horn. Sam was cooperative during the arrest and acknowledged the seriousness of his behavior. He was given a $2,500 signature bond on and held in Kenosha County Jail on a probation hold. If you thought that was bad, this is because you didn't know about this case where a fake cop pulled over the Mexico police captain. On November 4th, 2023, a New Mexico State Police captain reported a man trying to pull him over on Interstate 40, I-40. This all began when the New Mexico State Police captain was driving on I-40 when a vehicle behind him turned on blue lights in the front and red lights in the back. The vehicle appeared to be trying to pull the captain over. The captain, recognizing this as suspicious behavior, did not stop. He reported the incident, and other officers were dispatched to locate the suspect vehicle.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
What's your name?
In charge.
I'm in charge.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Sorry.
Okay, sir. I was told that you were using your car like you were a police officer.
No. Well, you should have showed it, right? You're in my truck. I told you to show it in your truck. You're on private property right now.
You have your driver's license, sir?
No, I'm not giving it. You have that.
Okay, well...
I'm in charge of this right now.
Okay. We're in charge of what?
I'm charged with this property and other properties.
Okay, and that's fine. But over there on the highway, where you lit up cars and you were using your car like a police car...
There's no proof.
Okay.
They found the vehicle at a private property near Central and Eubank. The officers approached the vehicle and spoke to the driver, whose name was Ronald Portillo. Portillo initially claimed he was a security guard working for a company called Black Eagle. They asked him for his identification, but he refused. Portillo denied turning on lights on I-40. He claimed his vehicle only had a white light on the visor, which he used to stop traffic when speaking to people at the property. The officers argued that the captain had clearly seen blue and red lights. Portillo resisted being detained and argued that he hadn't broken the law because he was on private property. The officers eventually placed him in handcuffs.
I'm investigating something, right? And if you refuse to give me your driver's license, I can detain you and arrest you.
Okay, detain me. That's fine.
Okay. Turn around.
No.
Don't resist.
No. Resist, man. No. Hey, knock it off. Knock it. No. Hey, go. I haven't done anything wrong. Hey, don't, man.
Stop pulling away. Stop pulling away.
Don't do it.
Knock it off.
Well, then why are you resisting?
Now you're resisting arrest. Now you're resisting. Could have just gave me your ID.
I gave you ID.
Could have given me your driver's license.
I understand that. Okay.
All right. Do me a favor. You have any other weapons on you?
Well, mace.
Okay.
You got mags. Any other weapons, sir? Mace. Is that recording? Yes. Excellent. Is it recording on the highway? No. All right. Because I get to hear my post. Okay.
Don't move.
Hold on. Just stay here.
There's nothing in there. There's nothing else.
I still gotta check you.
Without gloves?
Yeah. I don't care. What do you got in there?
Where do you keep your cuff keys?
And no one's
You got cuffs? Where do you got the cuff keys? They're on my mouth. 30 checkers.
I mean, this could have gone a lot easier, man.
It was easier. I gave you my ID, and that's who it was.
I asked for your driver's license. You refused.
Yes, sir. Because I didn't break the law.
Yes, sir.
No,
You did.
sir. I didn't.
Okay, well, I was investigating you breaking the law.
Okay, but that's still not breaking the law, right?
Nothing else? All right, do me a favor. Have a seat here on the sidewalk.
No, I don't want to sit. I'd rather just stand.
Okay, well, you could sit in the back of a car or on the sidewalk.
I'll be sitting here.
Okay, then sit down. Sit down or in the back of a car.
Wait,
You pick one.
Can you two
Back of a
fix
car
this one?
or right here?
Can you fix this one real fast? My left.
He eventually admitted to working at the property for 3 weeks and claimed there was a lot of crime in the area. He said his purpose was to deter crime by patrolling the property. The officers again requested Portillo's identification. This time, he presented a security guard ID card.
All right.
Okay.
Have a seat.
All right.
Where can I get your driver's license?
It's in my wallet.
Where's your wallet?
Yeah, I got it.
He threw it on the floor.
All right. Have a seat. I don't know why you want to argue with
I'm
us, man.
not, man. I didn't light up shit.
Okay.
He has no proof. I didn't light up anything.
Okay.
I was coming to work. Every time I come to work, I fuck here.
516 income.
That's all I do.
Just watching.
Yep.
He literally pulled over a cat.
No, well, he was trying to. Captain was on the highway, and this guy was lighting him up, like, "Hey, don't pass me. I'm a police officer." He's got no plate on his car, and looks like he was trying to run away from Captain after he identified himself as a police officer. So look, he was backing up as Galeno pulled in.
They informed him that as a security guard, he was not authorized to use police lights. Portillo argued that he wasn't impersonating an officer because he never identified himself as a police officer.
Look, last night, we busted a guy that... There's so much shit here. There was a rape, there was a stabbing. There was a guy yesterday that I busted that went into the place of the, what is it, the laundromat? Next to the laundromat. He went in there, then he tried to carjack somebody. So that's what I do. Nothing more. So I have my canine. And that's what I do. I don't know what his problem is. But he followed me, he tailgated me. Then I went towards him and saw what the problem is because you didn't know. He didn't identify himself. He didn't show his badge. He's shaking. That was it. Nothing more. I have nothing to worry about. So I backed up. So over there, I came into here. When I'm going to stop, my lights on so traffic could go around right here in this property. Because I was going to go talk to the ladies and let them know that the guy that went in there yesterday, I even have a photo of him.
However, the officers pointed out that using police lights on a public highway to pull someone over is a form of impersonation.
The on-duty officer. The on-duty, okay? So, and then you continue to do this little evasive thing. There's no evasive. I'm not being evasive. This is my patrol. This is you're assigned right here. We're assigned. I'm not just assigned. Hang on. Can you hit that side button to shut it off? Or tell them, yeah, hang on. No, it's not on that. It's on my ear. I got it on my ear. I got it. Turn it on. And now shut it off. Sorry.
It's your. You can sit it on. I'll take your smart. But I mean, so.
Should be on. So we secure this. We've been hired 2 weeks. It's called Black Eagle. Okay. This is a company that I just started. Do you have a contract with this property? Yes. Okay. For the whole land from the whole land. From the whole property by the owners. Okay. So like yesterday there was a rape last week. There was a stabbing. Yeah. It's a super bad area. Yeah. I understand. Right. So this is where we come. This is where I come first. Now let's rewind. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And like I said, your presence here, where you're dressed, your vehicle, all of that, on private property, just like you said. You own this property. Right. Absolutely valid. Again.
Portillo was issued a misdemeanor citation for impersonating a police officer and then released. If you thought that was bad, this is because you didn't know about this case, where a fake cop pulled over the real cop for alleged and reckless driving. On March 29, 2020, Omar Ford, a Florida security guard, was arrested for impersonating a police officer. The incident unfolded when Ford, who was returning home from his job, attempted to pull over an off-duty officer for allegedly speeding. Ford claimed that while driving, he noticed a vehicle swerving and decided to intervene. He later told the police that the car flew past me and his car danced, which led him to believe the driver might be intoxicated.
Yeah, I thought he was drunk. I was just trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. Yeah, that's really all it was. I was trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. He flew past me and danced a little bit. So I flashed him and I went on my horn. I said, hey, slow down. Take it easy out here. And I passed him. And then I seen like he was trying to follow me, so I made the U-turn. That's all it was. I didn't try to stop him. I was trying to pull him over. I just thought he was drunk. And I didn't want him to hurt himself.
I'll be with Price and security guy.
Yeah, you know, this hour of the night and someone's flying past you and they dance a little bit. I just wanted to make sure, hey man, hey, you take it easy, buddy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here like that. But I didn't come out the car. I didn't do anything. I pulled up next to him and I spoke on the horn. I said, hey man, take it easy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here.
He was driving what?
Pretty fast. He flew past me and the car danced a little bit. So I thought he was either intoxicated or...
Concerned, Ford attempted to pull alongside the car to advise the driver, off-duty officer Zachary Prince, to slow down. As Ford approached, Prince began flashing his own lights and questioned if he was being pulled over. This led to a confrontation where Prince, aware of proper law enforcement protocols, quickly identified that Ford was not a legitimate officer. Recognizing the uniform and jurisdictional inconsistencies, Prince contacted Castleberry Police to report the incident.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What's going on? Where are you security at?
I work over in Winter Park at Central Place.
Uh-huh.
I went to the Wawa, and while I'm going home, the gentleman flew past me and his car danced. So I thought he might have been intoxicated. I didn't want him to hurt himself. So I blew my horn and I flashed the light and I put my speaker up and I pulled next to him and said, hey, slow down. You're gonna hurt yourself. And then I kept on driving and he looked like he was gonna follow. He started following me. So I made a U-turn. I think he may got in road rage or something. I'm like, I don't want to get into any altercation. I just didn't want to hurt himself. I made the U-turn. And then he kept on following me. So I came here to make another U-turn. And then when I seen him, he was behind me. I said, well, maybe something is wrong. Because he kept following me. I said, well, maybe something's wrong. Let me get out and find out. I said, hey, when I got out, he said, oh, stay in your vehicle. So I said, well, I don't know what the heck is going on at this point. I just didn't want him to get into an accident because, you know, it was doing pretty fast.
Ford was dressed in a vest bearing the name of his security company, Criminal Task Force, and openly carried a badge, gun, and taser. Officers arriving at the scene noted that Ford's attire and equipment could easily mislead the public into believing he was a legitimate law enforcement officer.
Hey, so what was he flashing you with?
White lights.
Like steady?
Strobe. No.
They were strobing?
The front, yeah, on the front of the car. The whole front of the car lights up with strobes.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, he was just right on my ass, and then he was hitting the siren, which I could hear because I had the top down, and he was like going through the different siren tones. And I'm like, so I slow down, and I'm like, then he gets next to me, and goes, you need to slow the fuck down. And I was like, are you pulling me over? And he's like, you need to slow down right now. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pull over, and then I called 911. I was like, yo, this isn't cool. So.
All right. But did he have all his lights on?
Yeah, all of them. The front and everything. And then he had a siren on too. And I could hear it because I had the top down. It's like, wee, 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 wee. And he's like changing between the siren tones. And he's like right on my ass. And I'm like, is this guy trying to pull me over? Because he has white lights. And then I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And then he goes, pulls up next to me with his window down, his light's still on. He goes, you need to slow the fuck down when you're passing me. And I'm like, are you pulling me over? And he goes, you just need to slow down right now. And I'm like, so I stopped. And I'm like, okay. Like, are you trying to pull me over? So then I just called 911. I'm like, hey.
You know it's false LEO because he's doing traffic stops with all this COVID thing going on. Someone can get the memo.
You're right about that. And I'm like,
Castleberry Police promptly arrested Ford, charging him with impersonating a police officer and driving with a suspended license. Castleberry Police Captain William Nass emphasized that Prince's knowledge of police protocols and jurisdictional boundaries was crucial in identifying the impersonation.
And his car danced a little bit. I mean, he flew past me, so I was like, oh shoot, he's gonna get himself hurt out here. So I pulled up next to him.
Hey, just for our safety, I'm just gonna have you put your hands up there and I'm just gonna remove your firearm before you put it in the car, all right?
Okay.
Just put your hands on top.
We're done for.
Put this in the driver's seat.
You got your ID? You got your Florida driver's license?
Yeah, I can't find it. I think I forgot it at the house.
Castleberry 207.
On driver bed.
1065, name and date of birth.
Put them on again. You got red lights on the back. You got red lights on the back.
Like he's gonna flash me.
Where was this at, Bryce?
Okay.
Why am I not surprised?
Huh?
I was like, what is this?
These are red. Even says police interceptor right here.
Just one touch it, all right?
It's got signal 0, so we're just gonna pull it out.
Okay.
Every time I see a car, I'm like, every car is cleaner than mine is. I need to take my car wash. That's looking good.
What's your date of birth?
September 2nd. Yeah, and like I said, I didn't try to stop him or anything like that. I just thought.
Right, what I'm lost on is though you have police interceptor on the back, right there. You have red lights on your vehicle.
Yeah, well, that's what we're allowed to have.
Okay, but your flashing lights, you have a, I mean, you're dressed, you fit.
But I never came outside. I never even came outside.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to.
And then I got on the phone, but he was going so fast. I was like,
Ford, who denied the charges, was released on bond following his arrest.
no, I just got the renewal letter. No, I didn't know it was suspended.
That for a failure to pay. You weren't aware of that?
Failure to pay what it,
Traffic citation.
No, I wasn't aware of it. Oh, shoot. I
All
gotta
right.
take care of that then.
Just hang out for a minute, all right?
All right.
Look up the statue. Yeah, Graffy's checking it out.
Do you remember the security guy? No, that's why I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, this is... Hey, Price. Hey, so did he hit a siren or anything?
What's that?
Did he hit a siren?
Yeah,
Did
he
hit
hit a siren and cycled through 2 different tones.
What was the tones?
Like
typical, yeah, the high-low.
Was it that beep 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 beep?
The high-low and the Pierce, I think, is what it's called.
I don't know what that is.
It's like woo woo, because I stopped with him and I have FHP and Castleberry PD and Seminole County Sheriff out here.
His defense centered on his intention to prevent what he believed was potentially dangerous driving behavior. That's all for this video. We hope you have enjoyed this video a lot. What are your thoughts on this unusual encounter? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.